everybody at home. Joining us is James Logan. He is the author of Trapped, the story of pressure, and director of the documentary of the same name. Good morning. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. You're tiptoeing in author and now director. That means that this book of yours is going to the big screen. How do you feel about that?
It's definitely a different feeling, and I feel like it was well needed. And even like the documentary, that's something that we just started, years ago, just, having the camera rolling in, certain moments and certain, situations, and it actually developed into this, so.
Oh my gosh, well that's great. I mean, like you said, hard work is definitely paying off. The name is captivating, Trapped. Tell us what that entails.
So really, the story of Trapped, I hope it really speaks to the youth, because I feel like we really need a lot of guidance for, youth these days, to where, being trapped in a situation that's out of your control, growing up in certain environments doesn't necessarily have to hinder you or hold you back.
Yeah, that is definitely a message we need to get out to you. So many things going on right now, and it's really not letting your circumstances stop you or hinder you from following your dreams. We've talked a lot about that on the show lately. And of course, the title mentions pressure. I mean, what does that mean to you? We're talking peer pressure, again, influences, negative influences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All the life's pressures that can, make some people take the wrong turn. I took it to actually use it to help build success and to help, guide me. And it's really the driving force of my life. It directs, from the way I lead to the way I write music to the, artists I work with and so many other things. I was able to take that pressure and actually transform it.
Wow, you're not only an author, you've got some music. I'm interested to talk about the music as well.
Definitely.
Yes, but even going through the book, he did bring me a copy. So, I mean, I'm thumbing through it and I'm looking at some of those topics. The love of money, we know that can influence a lot of people, because it's like with money, you feel like you can do anything you want, right? And once you start to get just a little taste of that, it might sway some of those decisions. But it's about, I feel like, going from child to probably, in your case, manhood.
Exactly.
And making the right decisions that impact you, your family, those you care about. Any personal experiences that you've related to while writing the book as well?
Oh, definitely. So it's really, like I say, an autobiography that starts with my childhood and my upbringing and a lot of things that I went through in childhood. And I try to, say not to let that define you. A lot of people went through a lot of things in life, whether it be abuses or whatever that situation. And I want people to really, get that message that although it happens, you have to work, you have to build yourself, and kind of move forward. And I always say success to me is the best way to show people who doubted you or, those situations. You talk about, the powers and the struggles of money. A lot of us, we may come into money at younger ages, but we don't know how to deal with it because a lot of us didn't have that financial literacy. So, you spending money because you got that I'll get it back mentality versus now as an adult, I'm more of that investor that says, hey, I'm going to go buy those 5 acres or I'm going to go buy that, fixer-upper house and put,
And that builds generational wealth as well. And that's what we also want this to hopefully be, something that, a lesson that we learn at a young age or whoever picks this book up, and then teach the next generation, because those are going to be lessons that they need down the line. You grew up in the South, right? Of course, you have learned a lot, but any influences that you had growing up that you reflect on now, or people that were encouraging to you along the way?
Definitely. I feel like getting out there in life, networking really helps that development, because a lot of people, if you grow up in a certain situation and that's the only thing around you, you're kind of stuck there. You're trapped. Versus, me, I got out, at an earlier age and had different influences, whether it was lawyers and things of that nature, real estate, mines. So I was able to see a different side and be able to say, that's what I want to, become. I want to be, good with the money. I want to have, financial responsibility and be available to help others, etc. So definitely there.
Absolutely. And I want to just, again, mention the book because it seems like a very easy read, nothing difficult. And you even have some pictures in the back. I mean, we're learning throwbacks. pictures of, I would imagine, the family. So you have siblings? I'm just taking a peek at the picture. So you have 2 siblings?
Yes, I have an older brother and an older sister,
okay.
Monterius and Jamie. Me and Jamie were always, even though she's older than me, we were like twins growing up, you know, attached at the hip. So, you know, and it's still like that now. We talk to each other almost every single day, so.
Yeah, and you being the baby, look, I'm the baby too, so I can say this kind of get away with a lot of stuff, but of course, I am excited that you decided to dig deep within yourself, take the lessons that you learned, apply it to something that is positive, and of course, reaching the next generation. I want you to let everybody know where they can pick up a copy.
You can pick up a copy just about anywhere, Amazon, eBay, so just about anywhere you can pick up a book. Also, you can find the documentary. If you go to Roku, we're on, Folsom and a couple other channels there, and as well, we're pitching it on Hulu and some other stations.
Yes.
So we've got about 5 different licenses now for different stations, but yeah, you could probably go online, type, Google Trapped, The Story of Pressure, and it'll show you.
Awesome. I cannot wait to see this on the TV. It is indeed going to be on those streaming services. In the meantime, go grab you a copy, read the book as well. Support both. That's what we want, okay? We have a link on our As Seen on Day Today page. Go check it out.